Do you want to know how I make sure that I have a really successful spring and summer in my garden without getting overwhelmed? Let me give you 3 different ways that I plan in the middle of winter to be successful for growing season. The first thing that I do is I organize my seeds. Not because I love organizing, but because I really need to know what I have and what I need to get. Before I can plan my garden, I need to know what's going in my garden. Then I can start planning my garden and deciding what's going where. Now, it might not be exactly what I really truly do come planting time, but it gives me a way to feel organized and know what I'm going to be putting in the ground. That keeps me from emotionally planting come spring because I'm frantic and not prepared, and I just get a little bit frazzled if I'm not ready. I'm always kicking myself later for skipping this step. This also gives me a really good opportunity to include my kids. I really don't want them to think of gardening as something that made mom stressed and frantic and grumpy. And I really want them to find joy in it and find peace in gardening and growing their own food and flowers. And I need to make sure that I am as well organized and prepared as possible so that I don't get overwhelmed, so that I can share my joy of gardening with them for the future. The second thing that I start doing to get ready for planting season is start planting now. How do I do that in the middle of winter in zone 5B? I winter sow. Winter sowing has been a really great addition to my gardening routine because it takes a lot of the labor and planning and busy work out of it. It also makes it so that I can get my hands dirty in the middle of winter when I'm really wanting some dirt and sun and hope for spring. It's really nice to get my hands dirty. Winter sowing works for me because it works with my life. I don't have to worry about grow lights. I don't have to daily water seeds. I don't have to harden things off later. I can just put dirt and seeds together, put it outside, and let Mother Nature take care of it. The seeds can decide when it's best for them to come up. The hardiest seeds grow because they've been in the elements. That's what they're used to. And it makes it a lot easier for me. It also takes the guesswork out of knowing when to plant seeds. The plants come up when the conditions say that they're ready. So I don't have to be constantly checking the weather and checking soil temperatures and all of that for most of these winter sown seeds. I can just keep an eye on my jugs. And when the plants are growing and looking like they're ready to transplant, that tells me that they're ready. This is also when I take the opportunity to write on my calendar what cold crops I'm doing and keep an eye on those, because if I don't keep track of it right now, I tend to forget my cold crops and then it's too warm and too late and I just completely miss out on growing those things. The third thing that I do is I make a list of all of the supplies that I need outside, including mulch and leaves and wood chips and manure and trellises, and I check on my garden fence and my garden gate, and I just make sure that I know what I have, what I'll need, and where things are. Now, a lot of things are buried under a foot of snow right now, but at least I can start making a mental note of what I need and be preparing before I need everything. This keeps me from scrambling during planting time. So tell me, what's on your list for gardening this winter?